The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And again, I love you guys. I love our listeners because they remember the dumb stuff I mentioned on the air. We're talking about meaningless accomplishments. And someone remembered the time, I think Brian's is when he beat the cholesterol test by eating tuna for a week. I had blood work coming up and they said we're testing your cholesterol. And I ate, and this is how I also won the weight challenge against Case. Eating tuna for lunch is a great option. But
Sounds like it's high in sodium.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's high protein, low calories, low carbs, and it's very good for you. Keeps you moving.
Brian also has a sodium resistance built in with the way he's consumed salt over the years.
Yeah.
I'm the sultan of salt.
Dire Straits over here.
And thank you for remembering those accomplishments I had, like the hitting the reversible lanes at exactly the right time on the Kennedy, beating the cholesterol test, which will probably kill me someday because I cheated the doctor out of an accurate test.
Whenever health comes up, you're always trying to cheat the system.
Listen, I'm a body hacker. That's a very, very big term today. Let's go with Adam checking in from Peatone. Adam, ahoy, what's up?
Oh, boy, what's going on?
All right, so your meaningless accomplishment, go for it. Give it to us.
It was just recent. I went to an arcade with my kids for their birthday, and there's this older game that I remember playing as a kid anyway, where there's just a bunch of holes that, like, spin in a circle, and you have to hit the button and make a bouncy ball, like, land perfectly in the hole.
Oh, I know that game.
Yeah, or it'll just roll into, like, a 5 or a 10 ticket, which, nobody wants. I remember seeing a TikTok that I was watching that said, wait till the jackpot gets to this spot and hit the button. And my kids and my wife, they're playing in like a giant bounce house. I'm off by myself. I hit it one time, drops right in the jackpot.
Ooh.
I get all excited. I'm jumping around, and I run and I go tell them, I'm like, hey, check it out, first try. And they like didn't care. So, and it was funny because I actually talked to Case like right, when he answered the phone, and then you guys played the song I Don't Care right after.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we're talking about your meaningless accomplishments. This started with a guy in Indiana who got in a police chase, and the cop said he was going close to 100 miles an hour, and when they pulled him over, tased him, and got him to the ground and got him in the car, he goes, oh, guys, I hit my speedometer hit 170, guys. So he wanted to tell somebody so bad about this meaningless accomplishment at the point where we're going to go to jail for a while, and his friends weren't around, so he told the cops. And now his sentence is going to be longer than usual because, okay, we got that documented now. Mustangs can go pretty fast, apparently.
Well, it makes sense. If I hit 170, I would want to tell everybody also, but it's kind of one of those things that only you care about because it happened to you, not anybody else.
Yeah.
But who you tell should matter. It's like, oh, I just banged this hot chick. But you probably shouldn't tell your wife that.
Well, that's very...
If it wasn't your wife.
Brian?
I didn't bang any hot chick besides my wife.
Good answer.
My man.
I'm just, I don't know what Kara's trying to put me in a corner here. Yeah, what's going on?
God, you're really sweating over there.
Oof, jeez.
What did you do last
Damn,
night?
Kara. Kara's over here playing padiddle. Which, by the way, 548 checked in and said, so what'd you think padiddle was, Kara? What'd you say it was?
I know you yell padiddle when there's one headlight missing. You kind of have to play it when the headlights are on.
That's what this guy said. The real padiddle game is when you see a car missing a headlight, you have to smack the roof of the car, and then anyone who didn't see it has to take off an article of clothing.
Wow, I'm surprised I didn't know about that version. Jeez.
That's pretty good.
Were these the rules at the Playboy Mansion? What's going on here?
I remember Slugbug.
Were these P. Diddy's rules of padiddle?
Oh, my God. P. Diddle.
God. Driving around the grounds of his homes?
Usher, come here. I got a game for you.
All right, so let's get back into it. You guys have some of these. Case, there was a good one you wanted to read about.
Yeah, Jay checked in from Hangover Park. He said his greatest meaningless accomplishment was when he won a regional Guitar Hero tournament in Mexico.
Ooh.
So he won 500 pesos.
Oh, nice.
Now, this is a man after my own heart because this made me think of, Brian, did you ever play Guitar Hero?
Oh, yeah.
Kara, did you ever play Guitar Hero?
A little bit.
Here's the problem with Guitar Hero when you play guitar. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What's the problem, Brian?
well, it's harder.
It is.
Because I play guitar, and it's harder if you play it to do well at it, because I would see these kids, my nephews, just rip at it.
Yeah.
And they'd say, you play guitar, Brian, you must be better than me. And I was terrible because I couldn't make it work right.
What's the disconnect?
I think it's because you associate the notes that are coming on the screen, the where to hit with the color codes, more on the neck of a real guitar, and it messed up my brain.
You're just too good at guitar
I'm too good.
to play Guitar Hero.
That's right. Exactly right.
So I don't play guitar. I have no musical talent, but I loved Guitar Hero, and it made me think of the first time I ever finished a Guitar Hero song on the expert level.
Ooh.
It was the song Stellar by our friends at Incubus.
Wow.
I was so excited, I woke my mom up from a nap to tell her, and she did not care.
Now, I'm trying to think how that would go on expert level because it's a slower paced song. It's not like Dragon Force. You know,
I didn't rip through the fire and flames and say, yeah, no, I'm pretty good at this.
I would sit through videos of kids doing Dragon Forces all the time.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
There's still a very large Guitar Hero community, believe it or not. That's a good YouTube wormhole to fall down.
If you don't know that band, it's a metal band that's incredibly fast. Incredibly fast.
They're famous by and large due to the fact that in Guitar Hero 3, which was the most popular one, the last song in the game was Through the Fire and Flames, and it gave them a whole new life, a whole new fan base.
And now, Nerd Alert!
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with two headlines. You decide the content of what we talk about. So once again, headline number 1. SWAT team raids innocent family over stolen AirPods dropped on their street.
Sorry, they're stolen AirPods, not innocent. You earned it.
As
You
Kenzie,
earned the SWAT break.
as Kenzie says, in your notes on your AirPods, you should put in, "These are stolen. Drop them, you son of a bitch." Something like that.
Yeah, these are stolen, you son of a bitch, is what I've written on the 2 pairs of AirPods that have had stolen from me. Because you can write notes that, like, when your AirPods connect to your phone, like, and it pops up,
Yeah.
there's a note there. Like, you can change what that says. So instead of, like, kids' AirPods, it can say, "These are stolen, you son of a bitch,"
Now,
which is what I did.
Instead of that, why don't you put your address or phone number?
Yeah, because they're so eager to return them. They're using them all the time. I have not gotten these efforts. I'm like, they're recharging them. I literally have kept my old AirPods on my phone just because I'm just pissed watching them use them all the time.
I just was wondering if maybe that's a better way to try to get them back than calling them a son of a bitch.
No, because they know what they did. They know what they did.
Okay, hey, you have better experience of this than I do. So
What, I want to give them my phone number and my address so they can steal the next pair I had to just go buy? They stole the first pair, Brian.
Yeah, my bad. I think you know this area better than I do. Okay,
Theft.
headline number 2 was Michigan man stabs relative in argument over Easter egg hunt at elementary school. That one did win by a landslide on the text line. So,
I do want to know what happened really bad.
well, sorry,
I was hoping it would win.
we'll never know what happened in the first story, but I think Kenzie kind of laid it out for you.
Yeah, guilty family.
So here we go. Head the headlines. Michigan man stabs relative in argument over Easter egg hunt at elementary school. Sheriff's deputy said a man and a woman were setting up for an Easter egg hunt later that day when they got into a disagreement about the egg's placement. That's the genesis of this stabbing, was the placement of the eggs.
How, were there not many?
So far, I'm not that far in the story to know if there were tons, but just over at least one.
If you're fighting about the location, it seems like they only had like 3 eggs to hide. But like you feel the pressure of like these got to be in a really good spot. We didn't buy enough.
You got to remember, there's nothing worse than a bad Easter egg hunt where all the eggs are too close together. You want the game to take an appropriate amount of time. If it's too soon, it's not fun. If it's too long, no one's having fun because they can't find anything. There's no excitement. The placement of the egg is actually crucial to the hunt itself.
Amen. It's not a hunt. Then it's just a gather. It's
Exactly.
not hidden.
So you're justifying the stabbing.
I'm not justifying the stabbing.
Well, maybe. Let's hear more.
I'd like to hear more because I at least understand why the argument took place.
Okay, let's get into it. A disagreement over an Easter egg hunt on Sunday at a Michigan school left one person with minor injuries and a second individual behind bars.
Wow.
According to authorities. So it was around 9:15 a.m. Deputies of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office were called to Valley View Elementary in Springfield. What is a Springfield everywhere, isn't there? It's just outside of Battle Creek. Regarding a stabbing, okay? Sheriff's deputies learned that a man and woman were setting up for an Easter egg hunt later that day when they got into a disagreement about the egg's placement, according to the news release. A family member intervened in the argument, at which point the man produced a knife and cut that relative multiple times.
Oh, my God.
So I guess I'm.
Oh, so they kind of stuck their nose in someone else's business. Now it's adding up. You're nosy.
Yeah, I was getting a little nervous. I'm just glad it wasn't the woman that got stabbed, if that was going on there, that another guy tried to maybe step in here.
You're just happy another guy got stabbed.
I guess I don't want anybody stabbed.
On Women's History Month.
For the record, I don't want anybody stabbed.
But if somebody's
Kind
gonna
of
get
sounded
stabbed,
like you did, though. You said you felt relieved over who got stabbed.
That I'm relieved, and also to your point, Kenzie, he was butting his nose in the business that didn't belong.
Yeah.
I mean, let the egg
Mind
lay.
your P's and Q's.
That's right. Deputies were able to convince the suspect to drop the knife and placed him in the custody. So he understood that he got carried away.
Credit to them. That's good de-escalation tactics.
Yeah.
Tell you what, realizing when you're wrong is a big step. He's more man than half of them out there. You know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna stab someone, at least realize.
At least own it.
Yeah, you're wrong about it at some point.
He knows he was
step.
wrong. He knows, and maybe he had a prior beef with this relative.
You never know.
So he was.
Well, he sounds nosy as hell.
Well, yeah, he's always butting his nose in on,
He's nosier than Ray Romano.
That famous saying.
Oh, God. So, the story continues that
Nosier than Ray Romano.
the victim was treated on the scene for minor lacerations and is expected to make a full recovery.
Oh, gee. Minor laceration. He can't do anything. He can't have a good old-fashioned knife fight anymore
Good old-fashioned stabbing.
without somebody snitching.
Yeah, well, Kenzie, to your point, it wasn't a fight because the other guy didn't have a knife. It was just a stab.
Well, whose fault is that? Everyone knows you have to pack your knife with Easter egg hunt.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
And the hits just keep on coming. Here we go. Another major concert announcement with Q101 this year in October 1st and 2nd. What a way to start off that month is 21 mother effing pilots. How about that? 21 pilots doing 2 shows at the Madhouse October 1st and 2nd. And this is the incredible new tour from them coming up. And I got to say, they are the best live performers of our generation. They're a band. I know that might blow some minds there, but there are a lot of great bands out there, and there's bands you like their music of, and until you see them live, maybe you like them more, maybe you like them less, depending on how they perform. There's no one I know on earth that's walked away from a 21 Pilot show and did not love them exponentially more after that show because they put on one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
They're magnificent. You know, our relationship with them goes back to 2013 Picnic when they played the side stage. Think about that. Tinley
Wow.
Park, they played in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Ever since then, we've seen them grow. We've seen them play Twisted Christmas. We saw them do the 21 Pilots Takeover Tour 2 years ago, where they went Bottom Lounge, House of Blues, Aragon, United Center. Now they're back, Clancy World Tour, October 1st, October 2nd at the United Center. And Brian, I hear we have tickets to give away for that tomorrow.
How about it? We'll do it in trivia with Clash with Kenzie right at 7:10. Make sure you're here on the phones. 7:10, make sure you're here for that chance. Those 21 Pilots tickets on a day where we're already going to have Lollapalooza 4-day passes for Ticket Butts Thursday.
That's
Are you
right.
kidding me? All morning long tomorrow. Are you kidding me? Where's that explosion? There we go. Thank you very much. So I'll make sure you're here tomorrow. All for that. I can't wait to see him.
Brian, what would you tell somebody if they were like, oh man, 21 Pilots tickets and Lollapalooza tickets at 8 and 9 o'clock for Ticket Blitz Thursday? I get to work at 7:45. What would you tell that person that maybe wants to listen and win 21 Pilots tickets and then win Lolla tickets?
Quit.
Quit your job.
Quit your job right now. That's all you got to do. That's my best advice.
Or listen on the Q101 app. That would be ideal.
Oh, you can do that too. I know you got to eat, so there you go. Tomorrow's going to be fire. It's Brian and Kenzie.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.